Hi, do you hear me? Okay, there is one viewer, but I'm gonna start. Okay, let's go. How I draw faces like the easy way. It is not just that easy, but it actually can be easy and gets even easier by practicing like a lot. Okay, but you really need to know what you have to do or what you have to learn to actually draw a good portrait. Okay, so first of all, you really need to know like the not the whole science behind it, but actually how to get a good result. You really need to know what actually the face consists of. So there is like a method by Andrew Loomis, and there is the Reilly method, and actually there is also a method I have actually discovered uh, during my journey drawing these faces. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not that fluent in English, so kindly bear with me. First of all, Mr. Andrew Loomis said you gotta start with a circle, and what that circle represents, it actually represents the cranium. Okay, and what is the cranium? The cranium is like the a part of the skull that actually holds the brain inside. Okay, this is the cranium. Okay, here you go. Now, what is this circle? As I said, it's the cranium. And then Mr. Andrew Loomis said, now let's divide this circle. Let's go from here. Okay, this is like the top of the head. Let's divide this circle into two halves, like a central line here and a central line here. It's not that perfect, but let's see. Sorry, I started from here and from here. Okay, so what that means, this is the central line that actually here that divides the face into this like left side and the right side, and this central line, as you can see, is actually what represents is the eyebrows. Okay, eyebrow. This is what this line represents. So Mr. Andrew Loomis said you gotta actually divide this line, this one, into three like thirds, and this line is going to be, this one is going to be like the hairline, and this one is going to be the nose line. Okay, like this one is hairline and this is the nose line. Okay, and this, if we're gonna say this is X, then this is X and this is also X. These are all equal lines. Okay, equal lines. And from here, from the center line, the eyebrow line to the hairline is also equals the distance from the brow line to the nose line. So if you're gonna draw like another line for the chin, then it's going to be the same distance. Okay, so this is y, y, y. Okay, and we are talking about the average person. Mr. Andrew Loomis is talking about the average person, and he says also that you have to chop from here like a curve. Okay, let's see. So you can see even better. Okay, so this curve actually represents you have to chop the head like this and like this. If you actually go into, I'm sorry, I've actually got in the wrong layer. You have to chop a head like this, like curved line. And why is that? Because if you see the head from above, it's not actually a perfect like circle. It's not like that. The head from above is more of like this. Okay, and here is like the top of the nose, the top of the ears. So this is, if this is the plan. Okay, if I'm looking to the head from the upside, from above. Okay, so this is, as we said, we chop it from the right and the left side. Okay, what about the jawline? The jawline actually, if you see this head from the side, it's gonna be like a circle, and the chopped part is like another circular, or like more of an ellipse. Okay, so more of an ellipse. So if we're gonna draw like a line here, you actually don't have to draw this line and divide it here, because it's a frontal view. So the jawline, it actually starts like that, with like a degree, and if you can see, the jawline ends where the mouth line starts, and I'm gonna tell you where is this mouth line. Okay, the mouth line is actually, if you going to divide this distance into half and a half, let's say here, the mouth line is somewhere like above it, like a little bit, so it's slightly above the line of the center line between the nose line and the chin line. Okay, so if you're gonna draw like the jawline, it's kinda angled this way and then angled again. The actually the angle itself, you really don't need to measure it or something. You just, when you draw, it just come this way, because there is lots and lots of jaws shapes. So it's, the head is kinda like this circle and like a epoxy shape. Okay, and this is the shape of the head. The nose is also between the eyebrow line and the nose line. Here we can draw the ear. What about the eyes? Where is the eye line? The eye line actually, it says, if you divide this, the whole shape of the head, into two halves, it's going to give you the eye line. The eye line sets here. Okay, here's like the eye socket, so it sits here. I know it's like a lot, but I actually don't draw that way, but you really need to know. So if you are a beginner, really need to start like this. Okay, and from the the upper part of the ear, you're gonna draw like a curve, and this is like the cheekbones. The curve helps actually a lot while determining the cheekbones. This also the end of the eyebrow. So if you're gonna do it like that, here you go. This is like the shape of this man's head. Here you go. I know it's kinda complicated, but when you actually practice a lot, things will get so much easier. Okay, so now this is like the frontal view. So what if we actually took these and draw like from the profile view? If we take this one and draw like the profile view. Sorry, Control C. I'm actually using Clip Studio Paint. Okay, so if we're gonna draw like the same circle we used before, here you go. Okay, this is like, maybe it doesn't have to be perfect, I'm just trying to show you how it works. Okay, do you see this line here? I'm sorry, this line here, and this one, the nose line and the hairline. Also, you're gonna have, you don't have to start with this one, you're gonna have to start the same start I began with. Divide into two halves, as you can see, and this is also the eyebrow line. Eyebrow, this is like the hairline, which is, as I said, this is X and X and X. Also this is X, 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 and again it doesn't have to be perfect. So if I'm gonna chop it from here, if I'm looking this way, what do you think we're gonna see? We're gonna see another circle. So let's do it on another layer. Okay, here you go. Okay, and again this is the nose line, this is the hairline, and if we actually, if this is all is Y and this is Y, then this one is also gonna be Y, and this is like the chin line. The distance from here equals here equals here. Okay, there's another line determined like the frontal side of the face. Okay, and as I said, the ears sit between the eyebrow line and the nose line. The angled jaw, angled again to the chin, and here you go, there is like a side view for the head. Okay, I'm not going to details now, but this is more of like the structure that you really, if you are a beginner, you really need to start with the structure of the face. I have actually wasted so much time, so much time trying to figure things out, and I didn't go to the foundation, the basics, and I thought like, okay, I'm doing like good. I'm just drawing like a portrait, and looked to me, it appeared to me that is good. But actually, when I came back to basis and I practiced even more, I knew it. I just knew that I didn't actually draw good. I was not actually drawing good. And there was also another sign that I can draw a face, but like staying like sometimes it's good, sometimes I can't even draw a line. So it was like a sign for me that I have to head back to the basics. There's something wrong, and I stayed for like a year trying to being like existed in the social media accounts. Like I have to drop some drawings and do other stuff on social media, but I actually didn't take care of my foundation knowledge. So you have to really, if you are a beginner, you have to really settle down and stay for a while to get the grasp of how the face structure works, and then everything is gonna actually come next. So this is the frontal and this is the profile view. So what about the um, the three-quarter view? The three-quarter view is kinda my favorite. If you actually checked my social media accounts, I actually draw more of like three-quarter views, like more than frontal face, and I rarely actually draw a profile view. I don't know why, but I actually like this more. So when we actually draw like the faces, like the frontal view and the profile view, we used like a straight line. Why we use the straight line? We use the straight line because there is no effect of the perspective on our head. We're just looking at a blank, like a blank square, as you can see, or blank circle. We're talking about circle, 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 but actually when we're dealing now with the three-quarter view, now we are dealing with a sphere, not dealing with a circle. So you really need to know now three-quarter view is actually what it comes to be more advanced, because you are actually now trying to deal with a 3D model. Like now we are talking about a sphere in space, and here we actually have to have some knowledge with perspective. And perspective is actually, you really don't need to be an expert. All you need to do is to know like you really need to have some knowledge about the 1 point perspective and 2 point perspective. The three-quarter view will help a lot while drawing the 2 point perspective will help a lot when you draw like a three-quarter perspective. How's that? Actually, I'm not going to sorry, I'm not going to explain the whole points of perspective, but I'm gonna actually demonstrate something here. If we're drawing like a straight line here, okay, this straight line, sorry, let's make it bigger. Okay, if we're drawn like a straight line here, the straight line is called the horizon line. The horizon line is actually what you see when you're like sitting on the beach and you see like the end, it's like the end of your sight, the like the straight line, the at the end of the sea or something. The 1 point perspective is like a point. It is called like the vanishing point. I'm sorry. I don't know what is going on, but okay. The vanishing point, the 1 point perspective is like this point. If you're actually in the real life, we already know that if we have like a railway, we know that the railways actually are parallel. If you are in the real life, you know that they are parallel. But if you like sit in here, like this is like the railway of a train or something. If you are like standing here, you're gonna find it is like that. When they go further away, they're gonna meet in a point, and the point is called the vanishing point. But we already know that they never meet. If you're gonna like walk to the end of it, you know that they will never meet. But actually, when you are standing right here, they give the illusion that they meet, because when it comes the things goes farther away, they gonna meet in a point. So all the lines is gonna meet in 1 point. And there's the vanishing point and the horizon line. There's actual lines below and lines above. And what that means, I'm gonna make it so easy for you to know, but actually if you are above the horizon line, then the you're gonna see like sorry the lower part of a box. If the box is above the horizon line, then that means you're looking from down. If the box is actually under the horizon line, then we are looking from above. It's as easy as that. Okay, so the vanishing points, if we're gonna draw again a a horizon line, the vanishing points, if we have 2 points here and here, they gonna meet. Okay, actually if these points are way farther than each other, the distance between them are the bigger the distance between them, the less distorted the angles and the boxes. Okay, again, we are looking from down. If it's above the horizon line, then the box, we're gonna see the bottom part of the box. Okay, if we're actually going to draw a box in here, we're gonna see the upper part of the box. Again, it's as easy as that. I'm gonna even discuss it and explain it even more while drawing a 3/4 view. Let's see, let's take this one. Okay, this is like a 3/4 view. Okay, this 3/4 view, if you're gonna see it right here, it actually, there's like a line here and angled right, let's see, the, as you say, the eyebrow line. But now, if, as I said before, because it's a 3/4, so we're not going to deal with straight lines, we're gonna deal with curves. So it's gonna be curved like that. And if we're going to deal with straight lines, it's gonna be like that, following the perspective, the 2-point perspective. It's like we are actually drawing a box. See? And because it's actually the head is tilted down, we're gonna see like the upper part of the head. Okay, and then the points of perspective is gonna be like that. It's, if it's like 2-point perspective, that means we're gonna see like the upper part, that means it is below the horizon line. So this is what represents, this is the head and this is the box. Consider it like this is the head and here is the, consider that this is the head. Okay, now if we're going to draw, I have actually drawn like this box, so what we're gonna draw here is not a box, we're gonna draw again a circle. The head is kinda, as I said before, there is a central line here and a central line here, but that's not we're gonna actually deal with. We're gonna start from, and it's a curve, and the curve is actually curved down. Consider this one is like the horizon line, and we are actually, this one, the center, not the horizon, the central line, we are curved down. This is here. Consider this one is like a, I'm gonna demonstrate it here so you actually can know what I'm trying to do. Okay, let's see. Then the actually horizon line, I'm sorry, again, not the horizon, the central line is going to be like that. If this is like the central line, then it's gonna be curved like that. Okay, curved like that. Okay, then here's like the, and the central line is not actually here, the central line is here, because we are drawing like the central line of the face, or the frontal square of the face. The central line is actually here, and you can see this side. In the real life we already know that this, the right side is actually equal to the left side, but if you are going to draw like a 3/4 view and you follow in the perspective, we already know that the further it gets, the farther away, the actually it gets even smaller, and when it the farther away from the camera it gets smaller, and the, when it comes closer to the camera it gets bigger. So the central line is gonna be here. Okay, this is like the central line, not this one. Okay, and again we're gonna, if we're gonna follow like the Andrew Loomis part and the thirds I'm talking about, then the curve also is gonna be here, and another curve and another curve, and this is gonna be like the hairline. Now it's gonna be like a hair curve, and the eyebrow, the nose, and the chin. Okay, the chopped area, and this is the curve of the eyebrow, and this is the curve of the nose. Okay, Then the ears will sit here, the jawline, as you can see. And also if we divide the head like that, gonna give us like what, the eyeline. Okay, now that's actually maybe the technical part about the the head. But what I'm actually using, what I'm really using while drawing, is not all of these lines. I'm not using all of these lines actually. Okay, I'm just using like simple lines and circles, and I'm gonna show you how. Okay, let's see what I'm thinking about while drawing. And because this video is about how I draw, not the Loomis, Reilly. It's like a combination of what I actually can take advantage of these methods and applying it to my way of drawing. Okay, see, so if I'm going to draw, I'm gonna start with a circle like this one. Okay, it's not the circle, perfect circle. Actually my pre-sketches are pretty sloppy. So what I'm actually going to do is choose the curved line of the eyebrows and determine the center line, and from here I use the Reilly method. This is like the end of my Andrew Loomis method while I draw. I just draw like a circle like that, determine the curve of the eyebrow and the center line, and this is the end of my Andrew Loomis part. Okay, what I'm doing next is actually drawing two parallel lines to determine like the frontal plane of the head. Okay, this is what I'm actually trying to draw. This is what I'm thinking while drawing. And then I do like, this is like the chin. I do this from the corner of the eyebrow to here, and this area what holds, as you can see, the features, the eyes, the nose, and the corner of the mouth. Okay, that's how I draw. And also this shape determines like the cheekbones, which is like an essential part, a landmark I use while drawing. So the curve from here, here, and here. This is what I'm thinking about while drawing, and I do nothing more. Just the jawline, attach it, and then draw like the contour, and that's it. I draw even simpler than that, because actually now, because I know I practice a lot, when I draw face, I draw it like the stylized one, and that's it. That's what I actually draw when I'm trying to, you know, bring a product or something. The eyebrow, that's it actually. Okay, so these are like the sometimes when I actually draw a man, I concentrate a lot on these lines. I make it like more pronounced than a female, because when I draw a man, you're gonna see the difference. Here's like a man, and here's a woman. When I'm drawing a man, I'm actually do more of a straight lines like this, and determine the sides, and the structure of it is actually more of a straight lines and kinda harsh. Okay, but when I draw a woman, as I said, I'm just like drawing a circle, the same lines, but I'm actually doing more softer and curvy, and that's it. That's all I do while drawing. And actually the structure and the pre-sketch determines a lot on the direction you need to go while drawing. So let's try to demonstrate, like if you're gonna draw like this face or something. And again, I really don't like drawing realistically. I used to draw realistically, so maybe when I'm drawing it won't be that realistic that much. So again, the circle which represents the cranium, let's like do a recap. The curved line and the center line, the end of the eyebrow, okay, the outer part. There's like a bump in here for the mouth. Again, this angle follows this angle. Okay, the jaw, ears, the hairline starts from here. Okay, mm-hmm. I'm not talking a lot about the features and how we draw the features, because it's actually not important in this phase. The really important thing you really need to think of is the structure. For real, you have to like stay for a while in the structure phase and get the grasp of it, so you can later like being comfy with what you're actually drawing. As you can see, it is so loose, while I'm drawing. And here you go. Actually, most of the time while I'm drawing, I doing like these pretty loose sketches. Okay, and then I drop the opacity and use like another. If you actually saw my videos, I use only the G pen for the sketch, the mapping pen for the line art, and the Tome pen for the darker parts. So this one, again, so loose. go. I'm trying to actually draw less lines and loose. I don't know, it's kinda giving it like a more aesthetic appeal. And actually, here you go. I actually flip it like this, and now I see that the this eye is kinda close. Now it's fine. I don't know, sometimes I feel like my drawings are kinda in the comic side. I don't know why. It is what it is. I love comics actually, and I use this darker one just to darken some parts. So that's not actually how it looks when I finish this one, and that's what I'm trying to reach. And this is it, guys. I hope what I said actually helps. I know it's not a lot, but I guess it will be a start for you. Thank you so much. Goodbye.